What can we expect for the 50th anniversary of Journey next year? In the previous video, I alluded to Neil Schon publicly inviting Steve Perry and other members back, but will they join? And what kind of songs will the band play? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Pixel Positive Music, where we just discuss all things music and have fun doing so. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel. Absolutely floored that the most recent Journey video got over 3,000 likes. Absolutely mind-blowing. And welcome to all of the new subscribers. The channel is thriving, and I'm very, very excited about that. So let's talk about some more Journey. So in the last video, I discussed an interview that Neil Schon did discussing the 50th anniversary of Journey, which is next year, and the tour that would accompany that anniversary. Neil Schon is the only consistent member of the band. He's been there since day one, all the way back in 1973 when the band was just an early idea, because they wouldn't release their first album and be a fully fleshed lineup until 75. So it's crazy that the band has been around for 50 years, but with 50 years comes quite a legacy. And there's been so many members of Journey, so many people. Everyone, I think, most remembers the Escape era lineup of Steve Perry, Neil Schon, Ross Valory, Jonathan Cain, and Steve Smith. And there's been so many other people in this band. Gregg Rolie was the original lead singer. Ainsley Dunbar was one of the early drummers. George Tickner was on rhythm guitar. And then, we had in the late 80s, in 86, with Raised on Radio, we had Randy Jackson replace Ross Valory for a time. And Randy Jackson also came back recently for the Freedom album, but was unable to tour due to some medical issues. We've had Dean Castronovo on drums at various times. We had, of course, many singers. Steve Algieri, Arnell is the current singer. Of course, Steve Perry, Gregg Rolie, like I already mentioned, on keys and vocals. Even some very short-lived singers with the band, like Robert Fleischman, right before Infinity. So many different people have been a part of this band's legacy, of this band's history. So how is this all going to come together in a 50th anniversary tour? Because Neil, in his interview, basically publicly invited people back. He specifically name-checked Steve Perry, Gregg Rolie, and Randy Jackson. And of those three, I think it would make sense definitely for Randy Jackson to tour with the band if he's doing better. From what I understand, he had some back surgery. So if he's recovered by next year, it would make sense for him to tour, because the band's current touring bassist is Todd Jansen, and he's doing a great job. But to my knowledge, he has not been named an official member. He's just touring with the band. So it would make sense for Randy Jackson to step in. And then Gregg Rolie makes sense as well. Gregg Rolie and Neil Schon are on very good terms. They're very friendly. When Neil Schon kind of spun off and did his own thing a few years ago, Journey Through Time, where he played Journey Deep Cuts and some other songs, he had Gregg Rolie with him in that group. So Gregg Rolie makes sense. I don't know in what capacity, because Jonathan Cain is also a very big part of Journey. So I foresee. I don't think that we're going to get a solid lineup for this tour, if any of this even materializes at all. But if we do get some sort of actual big 50th anniversary tour with some, I would think that it's more likely that some of these people are going to make cameo appearances. They're going to be kind of like with Styx, their original bassist, Chuck Panazzo. He just joins every once in a while. He'll come on and play, a show here or there when he's feeling up to it. So I think we could see a situation like that, where Journey is just going on a tour, business as usual, and maybe some concerts Randy Jackson's playing with them. Maybe some concerts Gregg Rolie pops in and does just the same way with Arnell, or he sings some of the even older stuff, just the really old music. I would be awesome if for their 50th anniversary the band actually celebrates some of their really old music. So an appearance from Gregg Rolie would make perfect sense for that. Um, I don't think that we're going to see people like George Tickner, Ainsley Dunbar, as much as it would be really cool. I just don't really think that they're going to be a part of this. Their contributions, while were important in the early days, just don't really have the same weight as some of the contributions of the later members. And I'm not even really sure what those guys are up to anymore. And they're getting up there in years. George Tickner is, 76, I believe. So, I mean, it's possible, but not very likely. The big question, though, is Steve Perry. Will Steve Perry come back to Journey? I don't think it's extremely likely, but I think it's pretty possible. Steve Perry, after he left Journey and following Trial by Fire in '96, he really, he kind of became a recluse, did his own thing, didn't really do a lot. I know he went through some personal struggles with, he lost someone close to him and stuff like that, and he just lived a private life. And he recently came back with Traces, which is a very good album. And he back in 2014, he even performed with a band called Eels. Just some one-off performances. I think we could see something like that, maybe. Where maybe if the band goes to like LA or San Francisco, cities that are big in this band's legacy, especially San Francisco, I could totally see Steve Perry popping in and singing a song at the end or something. I do not, in any way whatsoever, expect Steve Perry to go on tour with Journey for like an entire tour or to even perform through an entire concert. I think at most we're going to have Arnell fronting this band like he has been for 15 years. And we are going to have cameos from other singers. And I said singers because I think we could also see Steve Algieri pop back in. I would hope that we would see Steve Algieri pop back in, because if Journey wants to fully explore their legacy during this tour, which again, maybe they won't, maybe they'll just play the hits. But I hope they explore their legacy, because as I've done on this channel, because their legacy is powerful. And if they want to fully explore their legacy, they can't ignore the Steve Algieri era music. And so, I'm foreseeing like them playing with Arnell, and then Arnell goes off stage to take a break, which he does. Normally Dean or Jason Derlaka, their secondary keyboard player, will jump in and sing a song. Maybe they're in a location where Steve Algieri comes on and he sings Higher Place or All the Way or The Place in Your Heart, something from like Arrival or Generations. That would be incredible. For the casual listener, they may not even really, they may not really get what's happening. But for us, like more like hardcore fans, it would be really cool seeing different eras of Journey at the same time, like on the same concert. It would be incredible. Or imagine, the band does their set, they go off, and then it's like the encore, and Steve Perry walks out with Arnell, and they do like Don't Stop Believing or Be Good to Yourself or something together. That would be incredible. And yes, Steve Perry's voice has aged. He is in his 70s, and he toured for years with Journey. He did solo music. It happens. So he's not going to be able to sing in the original key, but it's okay. He's still a good singer. His voice is still very good, and he still has the heart and the passion for it. Even if he's not touring and like actively touring with anyone, I think Steve Perry still has it in his heart. And so I think it would still just be an incredible moment. I think it would be very beautiful, honestly, to see different eras of Journey come together on the same stage. Even if it's not all on the same night, if it's on the same tour, it would be incredible. I mean, Journey has this, they have this difficult problem where any band with a major, prominent, like well-known singer has when they lose their singer, and whether they lose that singer to death or due to just differences, it's so hard to replace that singer, and you can't really do it to please everyone. Like, not everyone is happy with Arnell. I think Arnell is a great singer. I think that he obviously has his deficiencies, but I think he's a phenomenal singer, and I think that he does great for the band at this point in time. The band may never reach the Steve Perry era of fame, but Arnell does a great service to this band by breathing new life into them. But seeing Steve Perry, Steve Augeri, Arnell, Randy Jackson, seeing these people on the stage at different concerts on the 50th anniversary tour would be incredible. I really hope that the band actually tries to pursue this. I hope that this isn't just Neil talking. Sometimes Neil just talks. I hope that this is legitimately going to happen because I think it would be great. I think it would please a lot of fans. You're not going to please everyone, but I think it would please most of us. I know I would definitely be very happy. Obviously, I'm just happy that these guys are still doing anything. But I don't want to see them phone it in for their 50th anniversary. I mean, Styx had their 50th anniversary this year, and they did not do anything for it. They didn't do anything special. They're just on a normal tour. I want to see Journey actually act on this and invite older members to the band. Just even if it's for one night or for one song, just it would be so neat. And I want to see them actually explore the legacy of music that they have because they have such a wonderful legacy of music. I don't want to see them play the same hits every single night on this 50th anniversary tour next year. I want to see them actually play like some deeper cuts, play some of the Augeri stuff, play some stuff from Trial by Fire, play some of the Gregg Rolie stuff. Just really dig into it and give it one huge final like push before they, I mean, Neil has all the plans for several years, but eventually these guys are going to slow down. So I really hope that they do it. I really hope that Journey's 50th anniversary tour is a spectacle because this band deserves to have one. And as fans, we deserve to see it, I think. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it is possible for some of these older members of Journey to return? Like I said, I think Randy Jackson and Gregg Rolie would be very likely. I think Steve Augeri would definitely do it if he was asked. I think Steve Perry is iffy. I think he understands the power and I think he understands the significance of the 50th anniversary. So I think that he maybe would do it one night or two nights here or there. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I absolutely love all of the interaction that I've been getting on this channel. The last video did so well. Absolutely subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to cover some more Journey stuff, and then I'm going to start reviewing what I consider to be iconic albums of the 1980s. So we have a lot of music to cover going forward, lots of things to look forward to, lots of music to talk about. So you don't want to miss out on it. So if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next video.